Um, Eric is led to believe that I'm supporting him because of who he is and what he is and his character and his progressive stands, and it's really because of his mom. Before Eric came into town doing his kind of worldly pursuits, his mom said, Miguel, my son's going to come into town. He's politically motivated. Don't worry, if he runs against you, I'll vote against my own son and support you. But she did leave me with some words of advice. And she said, my son's going to be involved in politics. That's who he is, and that's what he's going to become. And I want you to guide him along. I want you to be there with him, out of respect for me. And that's why I support Eric.
Man of his word.
The other reason I support Eric is, and this is kind of emotional. Eric comes from the same community that our beloved, nationally recognized late Senator Dennis Chavez came from. This is where Dennis Chavez grew up as a young child. Naturally, he was born in Valencia County, but this is where he grew up, in Barelas. And let me tell you a story that really reminds me of the character of Eric. When Dennis Chavez was a young kid, he was working at this grocery store that became the Highland Pharmacy on the corner of Broadway and Central. And he had a shipment of goods to take to the rail yards in a wagon. So then he tells the owner, sorry, I can't take this wagon load of goods to the rail yards because the workers there are on strike. Brothers and sisters, that's this brother. He's carrying on a legacy, of the type of the nature of Dennis Chavez. Dennis Chavez was a visionary. 20 years before his time, he was introducing civil rights legislation that got passed during the Johnson administration. That's who Dennis Chavez was. And that's what this brother is. And even though his vision and his beliefs might be downplayed, might be belittled, we can't minimize that. We can't fall into that trap and believe that because of the examples of Dennis Chavez. Because that's what he was looked as. He was looked as an idiot, as a pendejo, as, tu pura habla. But look what he accomplished. The statues in Washington. That's a monument in itself. That says a lot. And that's where we want this brother to be and this brother to go. Gracias. Dios lo bendiga.